Hello, it's Francis and Gubo here. If you do not like and subscribe to Triple B, I will show you my Corey.
Yes, shalom, wagwan, hello, salam alaikum. Now, peeps, I just after we've had a lot of stuff from Tyson Fury. Just a couple of things to talk about after the match. Firstly, obviously the Ngannou thing we talked about, the possibility of a match with Ngannou or the likelihood of a match. Yeah, and then the retirement thing, and we had all that lead up to the fight. Now, usually in boxing, when people talk about retirement, they put in a bad performance next. But Tyson's definitely not thinking about retiring from fighting, even boxing, right? What are my thoughts? I mean, would he come back to boxing? Yeah, I almost certainly. You almost certainly want to fight the Usyk Gage winner. It's not out of question that Gage will win, because he's still. There's a couple of things, right? Obviously, there's all the war stuff in Ukraine. Yeah, there is the fact that Usyk, he's been out of training. I mean, he apparently lost 20 pounds in weight. It takes a bit of time to put on that bulk. Yeah, and to make it useful. And you got to remember, he didn't really hit Usyk that much, but he busted his face up, cut it up, and he was bruised. I mean, at the end, Usyk's face was way more busted up, which doesn't tell the whole story, but he's got Joshua. How much PEDs he does, and how much I can't stand the man, because he's a fraud and a liar. Yeah, he's still got power. Yeah, I don't think his confidence is shot. That's one thing, but you know what? It's not out of the realms of possibility he'll beat Usyk, although I would expect Usyk to win. Yeah, but Tyson's changed his mind a lot, and he has got an ego. He has to be that good. He has to have that self-belief. And I think he'll be very tempted by that fight. Now, when he would do that, I don't know. Maybe he's going to call his retirement from boxing. He might even drop the titles, right? It might even be part of his plan. I'm not going to, I mean, he's fought hard to get them, and he wants to be undisputed champion. So I don't know if he's dropped them. I think he'd rather try and hang on to them. But if they get stripped, yeah, he can then go into his Ngubu, hybrid fight, which we'll get into in a minute, or just come back at a later date, and he can say, I'll come back again. Yeah, I came back again. I got stripped of my titles, just like last time again, and I'll come back and clean it up, and I'm going to clean up the winner of Joshua Usyk. Yeah. I'd always said I want to see him fight Joshua anyway, not to the extent that I want Joshua to win against Usyk, because I prefer Usyk, because Joshua's just cringe. And for too many reasons to dislike Joshua, if you're a proper boxing fan. The main thing is a terrible cheat, yeah. But that's the one. I might be one of them fights like, who is it, Witter Han, yeah. More like the closest one is Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis never happening. It's that kind of fight that everyone wants to see, man. It's one of my biggest regrets in boxing, not seeing Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, man. So, it's possibility he'll get stripped of a title. What's he have? Just WBC at the moment, and the alleged lineal. Well, the lineal one he'll keep, obviously, because that's it's not a bogus title, but it's not an official sanctioning body title. And then he can say, "Oh, I came back and I beat up Ngubu." And you can be sure, right? This hybrid fight with Ngubu, yeah, it's not going to be. There's going to be no grappling, like I said, yeah, before. Yeah, there'll be no kicks or anything like that. Tyson doesn't train in grappling. You can't expect him. Also, his body's a bit odd for MMA. His legs are skinny, man. Getting them thing chopped by Ngubi's legs, I don't know. Obviously they've said it's not going to be full MMA, and they've hinted there'll be no kicks. But the hint is this: there'll be a bit of grappling and some punching, and it'll be MMA gloves. Well, that's cool for Tyson, man. His punch is going to hurt a lot more now, and Ngubi's quite wild. Ngubi actually got hurt by Stipe Miocic in the second fight they had, and then Ngubi's legs dipped. Now Miocic is not a puncher. Yeah, he's an alleged boxer, but you can see he's a basic boxer. And Miocic, Miocic? He hurt Ngubi, and Ngubi's legs went a bit boom. And then Miocic, who's outweighed by like 30 pounds, decided I'm going to try and jump on him, which is just not the right thing. And he got absolutely flatlined by Ngubi. Yeah, when I was just predicting, it was just kind of obvious, man. It was a bit cringe. So what I mean is like we've got Tyson's shots, and Tyson can hit hard, especially when he wants to. You've seen that. Tyson's shots, them little gloves are going to really bang people out. It's not like being hit by Miocic. So we were hit by Tyson Fury, the best professional fighter in the world as a heavyweight. And as I said before, again, I said it in the other video, I imagine it'll be a bit like the Trillo fights, the Frank Mir Pulev fight, that kind of thing. So they'll allow a bit of grappling, but stand-up grappling, all it means is you're just wrestling a bit and throwing it. You could push a man around a bit. You can do half of that, grappling in boxing anyway. It's, it just depends on whether the referee's going to be strict, the referee in a boxing ring, but you get plenty of clinching and grappling anyway in boxing. So, to me, it'll be like boxing with small gloves, really. And you can say what you want. Oh, and Ngubi's the biggest puncher. He hit a machine. Well, okay. Is that the same? Did Deontay Wilder hit that machine? Yeah. Did Tyson hit that machine? Did Joshua hit that machine? No, come on, So he's got the biggest hit of anyone who's hit that specific machine. That's all it says. Yeah. You can't, and he, of course, he hits hard. He's an enormous buck. Yeah, but he's a bit clumsy. When it comes to what I mean is by boxing standards. So I would expect. I mean, it's a weird fight to take because with those little gloves and it's not out of possibility that Ngubi could chin Fury, but I just think it's a low possibility. Yeah, so I think you would get, and the MMA guys, they have to understand that they're not the big money makers. They're not. In some ways, they're the big draw. Like McGregor, obviously, he was a massive name, but he knew if you're going to fight a boxer, he's going to have to fight to their rules because you can't earn that kind of money in MMA. And Ngubi's biggest purse is, what, 600K? How does that compare to Tyson's biggest purse? I don't know, what's that, 30, 40, 50 million? Come on, man. You can only own that if you're doing a boxing style fight. That means you're going to have to accept those rules. So what do I see happening? Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think WBC will be a bit reticent to strip Tyson, but if he pisses them around too much, they want their money, man. They'll sanction a fight. Maybe he'll even be like slightly encouraging it. Go and strip me, and then I'll come back after I've beaten up King Buck, Francis Ngannou, yeah? And King Buck with a big Corey, allegedly, or, I don't know, I don't want to talk about that sickness, but, and then come back and go and fight the winner of Usyk Joshua in the biggest fight ever, yeah, and then retire, yeah. So, I think that's the path that I think Tyson would like. Of course, boxing politics, promotional issues, contracts, escrows, and all this get in the way. So we'll see. But and Tyson also, he's a bit, he's not a predictable guy. He's a bit unpredictable. He could decide anything. But that's what I think will happen. Well, it'll certainly, I think it'll depend on the Usyk Joshua fight. If Joshua won, Tyson would be begging for that fight because he knows he's got Gage's number, yeah? And he's been taunting him for years. And Gage taunted Tyson Fury for a bit when he was like 30 stone, yeah, because he knew, and he was fat, he was like laughing at Tyson. So that was the only time he really taunted Tyson because Tyson's in his head. And Hearns and Tyson know that Hearns and Gage know that Tyson will probably stand him on his head. Yeah. Again, there's always a chance in heavyweight boxing. Chins can go. People can just take a lucky shot from the gods. Yeah. But so at this point, I think Tyson will fight Ngannou. Yeah. Or aim to fight him. But depending on what happens in the Usyk Gage fight, he might, if he's offered enough money to go straight in against Joshua or whatever, or even Usyk. But Usyk's not that big a draw. Remember. He's not going to fight in Ukraine, is he? He ain't got no money there anyway. But, Zelensky does. $1 billion he has from all the resources he's been selling. But the normal man in the street doesn't, of course. That's another story, because now the the mainstream media wants to believe that Zelensky is a hero and an amazing guy and tough, and it's just these people. How people cannot see past this nonsense? I don't know. And it's always the same in these conflicts. They'll make people heroes out of it, but the real people that suffer, the normal people who are being fed garbage news, being told to risk their lives because it's for their own good. And come on, man. What those people who died in the Second World War from the UK for what? For what exactly? What was the reason? Germany didn't declare war on the UK, did they? No, or France, or anyone, in fact. Check it out. But and they wanted to get some peace with Britain. They never wanted no war with Britain. But now all these but the financiers that backed Churchill, wanted the war, so he went through with it. So, all these fake heroes like Churchill, he's another scumbag, man. Check it out. I'm not going to go into this. This is a boxing channel. I've said that. But, we can talk about other stuff and you can look into it. Anyway, let's see what happens in a few weeks. But like I said, I don't think we've even got a date for Usyk Joshua, do we? Or a venue. So I believe that's the case. So there's a few bits and pieces that have to fall together before we know what's going to happen in the heavyweight division. Anyway, peace.